What's up, everyone? Street Fighter 6 officially launched last night, and unsurprisingly, I've been up for the past almost 8 hours, or 9 hours. It's almost 8 a.m. now, and this game came out at 11. My goodness, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I have been spending a majority of that time with the character of Lily, our spiritual successor to T-Hawk here, with all the same special moves as T-Hawk, including his command grab, Condor Spire, Condor Spike, and Condor Dive. To set herself apart from T-Hawk though, Lily has this new mechanic, which if we look in the command list, called Condor Wind. Basically, she can build up to 3 of what are called wind-clad stocks. For the purpose of this video, I'll just be referring to them as stocks for the rest of it. And they change the property on all her wind-based special moves. For example, Condor Spire gets a wider hitbox and more guaranteed frame advantage, extra hits on her Condor Spike and Condor Dive as well. Every time she uses a wind special when she has a stock built up, it spends that stock. Oops, as you can see right there. So obviously a big part of this character's game plan, I thought going in, was going to be how can she practically build up these stocks. If we just look at the light stock build right here, it is a total of 47 frames, which could be quite reactable and punishable by many members of the cast. And obviously, you don't just want to set this up in the neutral and risk that. And as I was trying to lab knockdown setups, I found that there are some ways that you can have slightly advantageous of knockdowns to set up the light version, but it basically gives her no Oki, and she's back to the full screen with very little frame advantage. So I started thinking, okay, how could she set up the stocks without needing, a full knockdown just to get the chance to set it up and then potentially have to spend her stock anyways to get back in. This is where the other versions of her stock buildup come in. The medium and the heavy, as well as the EX versions, all have hitboxes attached to them. While the EX version is -5 on block, let me just turn off him jabbing real quick so you can see. So EX is -5, and while the heavy version is 25 frames and the medium is 23, both of them are -A on block. As well as long as you complete the move, you see that her stock builds up 1 gauge. So I started looking for ways that hopefully you could just use your buttons and then go into this, because as you can see, it's quite safe on block with a lot of pushback. If you try to just do like lights or anything into, well, let me do that closer. You'll see that obviously you'll just get beaten out, right? And as I was looking for buttons to potentially set this up better, I found Kimberly's back heavy punch. This is a really great button, all things considered. 14 frames, goes very far, only -2 on block, and it is special and drive cancelable just like everything else. So, I was hoping, okay, could that be a sequence that's guaranteed? Will they just be forced to block that? Will it beat out the jab even? And I found something a lot more interesting instead. So if you do back heavy punch into medium stock buildup, of course circle back medium punch, you will actually get a trade with 4 frame buttons. And this goes for 4 frame buttons across the cast. It's not a matter of the active frames, it is a matter of the startup. And I've tested this with a bunch of other characters' 4 frame buttons right now, and it will always trade, even from the max distance of the back medium punch. And being a trade, you see at the bottom of the frame bar, Lily is actually left at plus 16 frames of frame advantage. Now, before I go any further, you might be thinking, well, if the 4 frame reversal can come out, couldn't they just, EX through the medium version and beat it outright? And while that is true that will beat the medium stock buildup, remember what I said earlier about the light version of stock buildup with no advancing hitbox, and that if the opponent tries for that and does that, they're holding all the consequences of a full punish counter on a DP combo. So now we've established the existence of a mind game here. When you're at mid-screen, what you're basically always going to want to do if you get this trade is go straight into Condor Spire. We'll leave you at +1 and keeping Ryu set to back heavy punch, or to crouch jab, I'm sorry. see that you can beat that right out with that +1. Strike throw all the way. So obviously a really good trade step in itself. I probably should have noted that even on the trade, you see Kimberly gets the stock buildup from doing the special move. And cooler yet, in the corner, you get some really interesting combo opportunities here. I'll start off really simple and then get a little more practical and then a little cooler from there. So easiest of all, pretty much hard to miss. Just straight into her 2-hitting sweep. Enjoy the benefits of that stock buildup, plus get a true knockdown, and a knockdown in the corner with a grappler, you know, doing damage like this on a command grab. Definitely not the worst thing ever. But you can also get another back heavy punch, and this is where things get really nice for Kimberly. She's usually limited to obviously only be able to build one stock in a combo. She can hold to build more stocks in one special, but there's not really a chance to get it in a combo anywhere. But specifically with this, you can get back heavy punch into the heavy version of the stock buildup and actually get a full knockdown and build 2 of potentially, you know, 3 held stocks in one combo, which is pretty sick. Obviously, I think this is very strong for her. And before we go on to what else you can do with these stocks in this trade situation, another thing she can do pretty easily is actually dump her super meter, particularly her level 2 on a trade combo, and her level 3. So overall, I just think this back heavy punch into the medium stock buildup seems to come out in Kimberly's favor in so many ways. Obviously, like I said earlier, it is susceptible to that DP, but the benefits she gets from the trade, and both mid-screen and especially in the corner with these combos, will have the opponent, I think, respecting you a bit, which leaves you open to just going into the light version and just getting your safe stock buildup anyways. It's certainly a mix on the opponent's end to some extent. And I guess last but not least, I'll show that, let's say you're in the lucky situation where you already have 2 of your potentially 3 stocks built. Lily can go kind of crazy. But yeah, that's probably one of the cooler things I've been learning with this character, having a lot of fun with her. And while this is a situation that people could certainly find more answers to and more consistency in dealing with as the game continues, I think in this early state, this is just a pretty strong mind game to have enforced. Oh, I should even show right there, there's situation straight where if you space out the back heavy punch all the way, you'll straight up beat 4 frames anyways. There's layers to this. Hope you all are enjoying the game.